Hello and welcome to Adventures in Visibility. Today we are going to be talking about how to manage your social content. And today is also the final episode of Adventures in Visibility for 2014. I am coming back in 2015, so don't worry about that. But today is the last one for the year, which I can't believe is already upon us. It's kind of shocking, but so it is. So I'm Denise Wakeman, as you know, your host and guide to better visibility on the web. And today my guests probably don't need much introduction, but I am very happy to host Guy Kawasaki and Peg Fitzpatrick, the co-authors of their new book, The Art of Social Media, Power Tips for Power Users. And I just read the book in preparation. I would have read it anyway, but because I was going to be talking to them today, I had a 2-hour flight up to Vancouver, and I read the whole thing. So it's a good, fast read, and you're going to learn a heck of a lot. So I'm going to turn it over to Guy. Welcome, Guy. I'm so glad to see you and have you here on the show today.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having Peg and I. We've just come off an East Coast press tour, so we're happily at home. I'm in Silicon Valley, and Peg is in the social capital of the world, Keene, New Hampshire. And
you see why I can never move, Guy? You lose your favorite harassment technique.
I know. So the book has been out about 12 days or so, and it's doing pretty well. And we'd like to increase the efficacy and literacy of people on social media. So we want to empower people with social media, and that's why we wrote the book. Well, that and royalty.
And Peg, welcome to you too. This is your second appearance recently on Adventures in Visibility. I'm so glad to have you back.
Thank you for having me, Denise. I love your show. And I have to say, you do a fantastic job with your Hangout series on getting the word out. So you practice what you preach in Adventures in Visibility, and your events are always wonderfully visible. So props for that.
Thank you. Sometimes I kind of think maybe I'm going overboard, but, not everybody sees it everywhere. So I got to make sure I get the widest possible reach if I'm inviting superstars on. I want a good audience.
Well, of all people in the world, we're not going to criticize you for that.
I know.
I have learned, Denise, that you have very few carryover people that follow you everywhere. If you post it on Google+, even if you posted it on Wednesday and then again on Friday, I don't think that many people actually see it. I think Hangouts in particular, you do need to really get the word out because there are so many these days.
I agree. It's, I just figure I'm also trying to bring as many people to Google+, so that's why I do really heavy promotion on LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter too, because, I want more and more people to come on over, because I like Google+ a lot.
We do too.
So the book covers a wide range of tips and tactics and strategies, and I decided I wanted to focus mostly on just the content monster that you talk about, and how to manage your content and the perfect post as well. Those were 2 chapters that are next to each other, and the reason is that there's a lot of entrepreneurs and small business owners, service professionals in my audience, and this is one of the biggest complaints I hear is, I don't have time to create content, I don't know what kind of content to create. So I think that's the place, the sweet spot for us today. And so I want to just start with, how do you define the content monster and how do you feed it?
So the content monster is this need to constantly be curating or creating content, because social media is such a busy place that you've got to be out there. You've got to be constantly putting stuff out. And most people start by trying to create enough content that they can share, and that lasts about a month, I think, before you realize that you can't create everything you need to share. You need to start curating stuff, and that's a big realization. And it's part of growing up. What can I say?
And also, to add to what Guy said, you don't want to only share your own content. You want to share a variety of your own and other people's. So even if you're an amazing content creator, you really have to have one platform that you can create a lot on. I mean, if you're a YouTube channel making great videos, they're time consuming. You have to do the content, you have to write it, film it, edit it, like all those great things. Most of the amazing YouTube people do one video a week. So what are you going to share the rest of the time? And that's where the content curation comes in. And Guy and I have a couple of different places that we like to curate content from. Guy has a website called Alltop where you can create a page called a My Alltop page. And you can create RSS feeds for all your favorite blogs. If you're learning to curate content, this is a great place to go. You could put in Social Media Examiner, you could put in the Canva blog, places where you can learn how to do content creation. And then when you want to find content, you just go to your Alltop page, and it's specially custom, you customized it yourself. I have a blog post somewhere on how to do, there you go, a blog post somewhere on how to do that. But it's a great way to customize your curation. I also like to use Feedly. I don't know if you have Feedly up, Guy.
I can.
Feedly is a great site where you can pull in all different RSS feeds and sort it by category. And I like to use that because I set up different little streams of content, and it has little color-coded tabs that I like. And I also like to curate content from Pinterest.
Okay, so what? Let me go over. There's Feedly. When you're looking at curation, how do you decide what to share? Because you both share in different ways. So maybe you could talk a little bit.
What to share? Guy, do you want to explain the what to share, the reshare test?
Okay, so Peg and I came up with the concept of the reshare test. And the way the reshare test works is that you should share content that is so good that when people get it, they not only like what they see, they also are willing to share it to their followers also. And that's a pretty harsh test. It's like the difference between tipping a waiter and telling other people to eat at the same restaurant. So when you tell people to eat at the same restaurant, you are risking your reputation. When you tip a waiter, it's only money, right? So you're not exactly risking your reputation. So that's the test, and basically everything you share should pass the reshare test. It should be that good.
And then to find the content, we both read a ton of blogs every day. We have different sources that we like. Guy likes to find really random, awesome stuff that makes you say, "Holy cow!" That's like one of his tests is you just like the really random stuff, right, Guy?
Yeah. So right now, my screen is showing the mobile version of Alltop, and on this particular page, I have hand-selected the feeds from Alltop that I find the most useful for finding interesting stuff. So In Focus is a place where it's a photo essay every day. Winners of the 2014 National Geographic Photo Contest, that's a slam dunk. I mean, that's going to be beautiful, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Best photos anywhere.
So you take something like that and you say, wow, this is going to be great. I'll actually step you through the process. We'll just post right now. So
okay.
I started with Alltop, and then it said, look at the National Geographic contest. I love this. So I decided I'm going to share it. I'm going to click on the Sprout
Social
Chrome extension. And I can just leave everything like this. I might pick a picture, or maybe I won't pick a picture. So you pick the picture that's going to be shown with your post, and you basically select, I have it going to Twitter and Facebook and Google+. So now I'll click on Send. This will send it immediately. And now, right now, I am posting this to Facebook, Google+, and Twitter. So you just saw in about 15 or 20 seconds with explanations, so it's even faster when you're doing it for yourself, not explaining it to others, how long it takes to find something and post it. And this kind of thing it will pass most people's reshare test. When they see a collection of photos like this,
wow, that one is so good.
I know. You'd have to be pretty much like, look at that.
Look at that. See, we're already oohing and ahhing about it, right?
Yeah, finally a cat meme that means something. So that's kind of, one path. I use my Alltop, I find stuff, and I schedule it with Sprout, and boom, I'm done. So now if you go to my account, the Google Plus account.
Now, let me ask you, is that your Google Plus page or your personal profile?
I only have a page. I don't,
okay.
On Google, in fact, everywhere I'm only a page. I don't use personal profiles anymore at all.
You do have a Google Plus profile, because you have
I do,
to
but
have a page.
I don't even know how to get to it anymore. So this is the post. So that's how fast it is, and that's how it goes. So that's it on Google Plus, and this is it on Facebook. And there was also a tweet.
You're like the fastest at shortcuts.
So there was also a tweet, and let me see which tweet it is.
5 other ones already went out.
Yeah, I know. I lost it already. Oh my God. Oh, so this is interesting. So this is something I should do better, because this tweet, it became only a link. It did not embed the picture, which is suboptimal. Ooh. That is a lesson for people. It should have embedded the picture.
Okay.
But anyway, so that's, in 25 seconds or so, I showed you how I found something and how I posted it, and now it's on 3 sites.
Okay, so because the photo essay isn't necessarily related to what you do as a business, what is your reasoning behind showing let's say things that don't contribute to your brand as a speaker and entrepreneur?
Well, that is a very insightful question. So the way I define what I post is I just try to post stuff that's interesting. So I'm not too concerned about positioning myself anymore, because at 61 years old, basically I can just do anything I want at this point. And so if I were 25 and I was trying to establish my reputation for expertise in a particular area, I would post in a more niche manner. But at 60, when people have probably heard of me at some level already, right, I can just go for it. And so if you wanted to,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, so sometimes what Guy does isn't what he recommends for other people, number one. And number two, you have other people who curate your more branded content for you. So you do share both. Oh, did he just get bounced off? Okay, yep. So anyway, well, I'll just explain the rest of that. So because Guy works a little bit differently than other people does, he does have a lot of branded content that is his areas of expertise. But part of what he loves is just, posting what he loves as well. And your social media shouldn't be only branded, targeted content. It should also, even if you are a business, include things that help people get to know who you are and what you like. And photography happens to be one of Guy's passions. He loves taking pictures, talking about photography, sharing great pictures. So that is, if I had to pick his favorite things in the world, I would say photography is in the top 5, right, Guy?
I would say it's in the top 1. So
I would say your family's number 1.
Oh yeah, okay.
I'm talking everything, and then you have hockey in there, but photography is pretty high on the list. So.
Okay, so let's pretend that I'm a photographer, and I want to position myself as a photography expert. Like I want Thomas Hawk wannabe, right? So I would go to Alltop, and there's a photography Alltop site. So these are all the photography stories. And I would look through here, and I would find some interesting story about.
Gift guide $500 and up. What?
Yeah. Let's see. Here is here is a gift guide for photographers. All right, so
nice.
I might decide that this is a good thing for me to post. Then I would go up here to Sprout and do the whole Sprout thing again, and I would post that. So that's what I do all day long. And Sprout and Buffer and Hootsuite enable you to spread out your posts. You saw me just post one immediately to stun people into the speed at which I curate. Usually I schedule them because I don't want them all going out at once when I'm in the mood and in the mode of curating.
Okay, so that's a good question, is about scheduling and planning. That's a nice little segue to my next question. So you're more looking at what's catching your eye right now, and then you use auto scheduling, which I do the same thing, but on Hootsuite. So I'm glad you brought that up, and Buffer is also another one. Peg, you're a more planner, you said in the book. So how do you go about choosing, curating, and scheduling content and planning content?
I go to the extent where, like, if I shared a photo post, then I will try to share like a video, or although I don't have great luck with just sharing. For some reason, Google Plus, no matter what videos I share, they don't seem to do very well. Like my followers do not enjoy videos for me. I don't know why, but Google Hangouts, yes, but like YouTube videos, even if they're amazing, not so much. So I just even vary the types of content. So I'll share, something that maybe my blog post, I only write one a week, but if I'm guest posting, I'll share something like that I wrote. But I also share I'm always reading and learning, which I'm sure you are too, Denise, keeping up to date on like the latest rules and changes on Facebook, or Instagram just had some updates this week, like that kind of stuff. So if I find something interesting there, I will share those as well. I also schedule my things out. I am scheduling natively into Facebook lately because the organic search is going down so low that I'm trying to see if posting it natively into Facebook will help that, and I use their scheduler. And I also pin my things on Pinterest and share a Pinterest link back, because that's been a really good thing that I started doing maybe a year and a half ago. And if I forget a Pinterest link, people always say, where's the link for Pinterest? Because they're so used to being able to save it. And I think that is, there's a lot of different reasons that works. Number one, people might be on their smartphone. Maybe they don't want to read a whole article, but maybe they want to see it later. So if I was, sharing that photo essay, I would pin it first, and then I would add that Pinterest link on there. So if somebody was going through and they saw that, they could just hit the pin it for later link. It takes you right to Pinterest, and you can pin it. So you don't, I think that's the thing with people on the go, is they don't necessarily have time to read everything right then, but they might want to save it for later, and that gives a good option to do that. And it also builds resource boards. Another thing that I like to do is maybe not share it immediately, but I might pin it. I might literally pin it myself for later, onto a social media resource board or an artist social resource board. We have Google Plus resource boards, and also Ape. There's a self-publishing resource board, and then I like to use those again. Sometimes I'll share the whole board. When someone asks a question, I might say, well, these are all my, Adventures in Visibility Hangouts. If you're looking for information on X, Y, and Z, check out this Pinterest board. So I create resources that I can share with people and use myself while I curate. So I have like a whole bunch. My curation, everything I do is so much more complicated than what Guy does. My blogging, sharing is, I don't know, but it works for me. I just, when I get into the mode, the same as Guy, like I'm in my mode, I just do all my steps. And so I think a lot more about, what types of content I'm sharing. Have I shared something like that similar recently? But then I also will go right into Google Plus and look to see what people who I love their stuff. I'll check my circle of, people that I love their content, and I will share from them too. And I think Guy has a circle that he does that from as well.
What about an editorial calendar? Do you do any planning at that level where you're looking at, a bigger picture, bigger time frame?
I do, yes, for my blog and with LinkedIn content. Guys in the LinkedIn influencer program. So we work with there. So next year we'll be working in more with that. We have so many things going on the fly all the time that go in. So that's part of why I plan so much, because there's always things that come at me every day that we might be working with a different brand or sharing someone else's, something.
I think it's, people may be watching this and wondering, so, okay, so Guy can get away with posting any kind of stuff, and he has other people to round him out, but, what do I do? So let's say we'll take a case where you own a restaurant, and you're thinking, well, I should use social media. People have told me I should use social media, and I'd like to blast out promotions so people come eat at my place on, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday when they're slow days. So what do I do? And the conceptual framework is that you need to post what people want to read, which is different than what you want to say. So if you were an owner of a restaurant, what I would do is I would constantly try to post curated things that would appeal to anybody interested in food. So, for example, you own a restaurant, but you're posting, these are the 10 best margarita recipes from Food and Wine magazine. Or Travel and Leisure magazine has written an article, 50 places you need to eat before you die. Or Martha Stewart has a new video about how to remove the shells from garlic. Or Real Simple has an article about the 10 best new kitchen utilities. So you post all these kinds of stories, so you gain this credibility as a foodie. People will reshare those posts because they're inherently interesting, so you'll get more exposure, more followers. And then every once in a while, hit them with a promotion. Hit them with a promotion, just like NPR hits people with the fundraiser, the pledge drive. And the only reason NPR can get away with the pledge drive is because they're constantly posting great stuff. So post great stuff like NPR, then you can run your pledge drive, which is, it's Margarita Wednesday. So come in and, use this code and you can do 50% off your margaritas.
Yeah, well, I think that your comment about you need to post what people want to read and not what you want to say, I think that's really important, because I think as business owners we get stuck in this, I got to get my message out, and so that's a really good piece for everyone to remember. So we have a couple of questions I want to throw up here. Deborah asks Peg, what would be your suggestion to jumping into social media? What would be the first approach to establishing, I don't know what she said, EAT, I don't know what.
I just commented in the thing too, asking her, in the event, asking what she meant by EAT.
She looks like Michelle Pfeiffer.
My suggestion for jumping into social media would be to pick the platform that you feel most comfortable in and start there and learn how to use it really well before adding in a lot of other things. Guy and I are on a whole bunch of different social platforms because we love it and it's what we do all the time, but I don't recommend, if someone's new, to try doing so many different platforms. So pick the one that you like the most and then get really good at it before you add anything else in. And then I kind of say it's like the Panera Bread menu, you pick two. Pick two that you love and, see how they go together before you add more in.
Right. So. Yeah. I think that's a good recommendation. Now, what about visual images? That's so huge, and again, that's something that for the most part we need to create. If what we're sharing doesn't have a good image, do you do that? Do you create images for other people's content, for example?
Well, we recommend that you buy a high-end product like Photoshop or rent it. Spend a year mastering Photoshop skills before you begin social media.
No, we don't.
Or you could do something else, right? You could use an easy tool.
Steve Jobs would say, there must be a better way.
Well, Steve said that because he wasn't Photoshop. Yeah, we do create our own images to go with other people's blog posts, because Guy and I are both visual. We both like photography, art, things like that. We feel like our posts look better and get more engagement with an image. So I've had great luck with creating things. If somebody has their own great image, I will use it, of course. But there's also the photo permission. Sometimes you don't have permission to use other people's photos. For example, the post that Guy shared had all the National Geographic photos. He shared that link and it automatically pulled in the photo, which that's permission to use the photo. He didn't crop that photo. He didn't, re-edit it, add things to it, and then share it, add text over it. You can't do that with a National Geographic photo. You don't have permission to do that. So one way to get around that permissions is to create your own great things. And I think it's especially great on Pinterest and Instagram where they're very, very visual, that I think if you create your own great things, that it helps your content stand out more. And Google Plus, of course, is also visual.
Peggy, why don't you show them this really interesting new tool to create social media graphics?
You want me to do a screen demo? You're better at that than me.
No, go ahead. I'll let you.
You let me? All right. Let's see what I can make.
See, and what tool is that?
What do you want me to show, Guy?
It's a tool called Canva, where I am.
You chuckled like Santa Claus. What was that? Oh.
Do you need help figuring out how to share your screen?
First, I had to open up Canva, smarty.
Oh, if anybody's a pro at this, you guys are.
No, I always make Guy do the live demos. Oh, here's a lovely graphic I did, Guy. I'll show this one. I sent Guy a Canva graphic via email that was because he passed 10 million followers today.
Wow! Wow! Congratulations!
Isn't that an insane amount of people? That's like several countries. So basically, when you want to make a quick graphic, like I like to do it for a lot of different things. For Christmas, for example, a lot of people right now would be doing holiday posts. You can come into Canva, which is a free platform. You can go in, if you don't already have an account, you can create one. It takes less than a minute. You can even do it with your Facebook login. And they have a whole bunch of design types up here at the top that you can use. I love that they have the sizes in there. Email headers are new. So if you're somebody who uses, these are brand new. I saw it, but I haven't. Let's see what they put in here for templates. Brand new, people.
Yeah, I haven't been in there today. That must be brand new.
It is brand new. It just came in today. So
I worked there. I didn't even know.
It just popped in. So if you have an email newsletter that you want to do, you can create a new header, and it's perfectly sized. I believe these are the MailChimp sizes, but since it's brand new, I can't confirm that. But if you look back on the design type, it will tell you. So you can go in here and create something really quick to go at the top of your holiday newsletter. You could search for candles.
Getting a nice little demo here of how to create an image with Canva, like that.
Nothing looks too holiday-ish, so sorry about that, but it would look much better than this if I had planned on doing this. But anyway, that could be that, you can create something that quick to go, and then you can just download it. It's saving right now. You can download it and save it to your computer, and then upload it to MailChimp, and honestly, it would take you 2 seconds to make something, really less than 2 minutes, to make something great at the top of your newsletter or in the middle if you want to add some calls to action. There's so many different ways that you could use this to create something really awesome instead of a plain old email that doesn't have anything interesting in it. So that's just one quick way. And there's, there's hundreds of different designs up here that you can do.
Sure.
Yes?
Okay, so I'll show because there are probably many people who are self-published authors or considering writing a book.
Yeah.
Okay, so now everybody watch my screen. So
okay, you're on. You're on.
Suppose you're an author, right? And you need to make a cover for your Kindle book. So you click on Kindle cover over here, and then on the left side you'll see a whole bunch of possible Kindle designs, and you basically pick one of these. And so I picked out this design. And I need to change this a story for egotists. and you say, Guy said yes, and this is a Guy
This guy defaults to
Kawasaki
yes.
book. You might want to change the color of that, so we'll go over here and change this color to red, or maybe yellow, or maybe black. So that's how you change color. You change font by clicking on that. So now we just changed all the font and stuff. So Guy said yes, a story for egotists. Obviously, that's not a picture of me, so that's a stock photo. So let's go find a great photo of Guy and put that in there, and boom! Now that's too much of an Instagram effect for me. So let's just go click on filter, and we'll go to drama, or we'll go to grayscale, or we'll go to festive.
Nah,
And
drama looks best.
just to de-emphasize the wrinkles on my face, let's blur it a little. Okay, so now we have created a cover in 30 seconds. I mean, that's literally how long it takes. And then let's say, you are a Japanese, what do you call these people? These Japanese, I don't know I'm Japanese and I don't know what you call them.
They're like anime girls or something.
Yeah, you're an anime girl. So there you drag in the anime picture. And now the anime girls, you don't want them to be out of focus because they're so cute. So you go back here to your filter options and you take down the blur. And so now you have a story for egotists. Guy said yes with these two anime girls. And that's literally how long it would take to make a Kindle ebook cover.
That's fabulous. I love Canva. I love Canva. And I think what's so brilliant about what they did is that they allow us non-talented designers to actually create something decent, because if you use their models, you can actually do something great. So they brilliant.
So basically, Denise, if someone had our book and Canva, they could control the world.
That's right. Okay.
There's a book I'm writing.
You just need Hootsuite Buffer Sprout to top that off.
Okay, so Canva, your book, and Sprout, Hootsuite, or Buffer.
Yeah, I think you definitely
That's all you need.
That's all you need.
Okay.
And some Wi-Fi.
Here, this is macro. This is a cover made of a cover.
Okay.
Sounds a little hard to read.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll go back.
But yeah, I think that
we'll go back to the humble version.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So before we wrap up here, because I know you guys are busy, Jeff C. Anticipated one of my questions, and I'm looking for Jeff wants to know, what are you most excited about in social for 2015? I was going to say, what are the new or emerging visibility tactics we should be focusing on in 2015? So maybe a hybrid there. You could give us some idea what you're thinking about for next year.
Well,
going to go first?
What most excites me is that Jeff is going to create a trailer for my YouTube channel.
Yeah, Jeff.
That's what I'm waiting for.
Excellent.
Jeff's like, oh crap, I wasn't expecting that answer. I will say I am really excited about, I'm going to say it again because I keep saying it, SlideShare. I think that they are doing some really cool things at SlideShare. You can share things besides just presentations. You can put infographics. I saw you can do videos. You can get your leads from there. They've really boosted it into this supercharged area for visual marketing, which, I mean, everything is visual now, and you could do it. You can share it on LinkedIn, which is, LinkedIn in the third and fourth quarter last year just really zoomed out as the place to be. So I think people need to rethink a couple things. If they weren't on SlideShare before, give it a spin, and definitely make sure your LinkedIn is not, it doesn't matter if you're looking for a job or not. It needs to be up to date, and you should be posting actively there.
Excellent.
And Guy, do you want to add anything about Pinterest, since you're zooming up your Pinterest?
Ooh, okay.
Well, I don't like to brag about my Pinterest expertise.
Okay. All right, I will. Okay, well, we'll leave it at that. You just make your book cover with your picture on the front.
Yeah, right.
You should have put Pinterest expert.
Coming out of my shell. I'm coming out of my shell here.
Okay.
There you go.
So
That's like Japanese George Clooney right there.
It is.
There you go. There you go. And we're going to see it on Pinterest, right?
Most likely.
Okay, just look at this. Okay, let's look at George Clooney here.
Denise, do you see what you got yourself into today?
Definitely.
Can you see the similarity?
You need some more hair gel if you're going to try to pull. Oh, come on, really?
George
Maybe
Clooney
we're pushing Kitty today.
Okay. So
I think there's a striking resemblance there.
Denise is speechless.
Okay. When we were in the green room, you guys were talking about the Art of .social site, and that you have a quiz. Do you want to tell us about that?
Go ahead, Peggy, because it's your idea.
Quiz?
The quiz is not my idea. The quiz was Guy's fantastic idea. There is a quiz on art of .social, because .com is so 2013. Where you can go and take a quiz and see how well you know social media. So we'd love to hear what your score is when you take it. And if you do great on it, awesome for you. If you feel like maybe you need some brush up on it, maybe you should get the book and see how it goes.
Go to art.of.social and take the quiz, and don't cheat. Take a screenshot when you get 100, and I'll tell you, I'll admit it, I got 74, and I've been doing social a long time. So, Guy, I saw you posting pictures of the first Blog Her conference.
Yeah.
And I remember because I was there too.
That's awesome.
One of the funniest things, Denise, one of the funniest things is after that party at my house, some woman, maybe it was you, in fact, posted on her blog that she peed in my bushes because she couldn't wait to get to the bathroom.
Not me.
Okay.
Not me. I don't share that much. I'm an introvert.
Yeah.
I'm an introvert, and I do not share stuff like that.
Yeah. Although there are people that is the kind of stuff they write on their blog.
Yeah, not me. Sorry.
That's not Denise.
Okay. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I know you've got a lot more things going on around the book. Is there anything you want to share or ask people to do, or tell them? I mean, go get the book, definitely. But is there anything else you'd like to shout out about before we sign off?
No. Merry Christmas.
Have a good holidays. Yeah. Thanks for having us, Denise, and thank you for all your great sharing of the event before, and we will share after too.
Okay. So, folks, thank you for being here with me today on Adventures in Visibility. You can get an advance notice for the show at adventuresinvisibility.com. You can also get the podcast version if you prefer to listen on the go, and you can subscribe on iTunes, Stitcher, or SoundCloud at adventuresinvisibilitypodcast.com. So thank you again, Guy, Peg.
Take care. Bye.
And have an adventurous day.